Is that still in the cards? Or will the players' ego not allow them to agree to this deal? Is a 50-50 rev share split the hill that they want to die on? Are they saying, you know what? You can give us whatever offer you want to give us. We're not going to accept anyway. Because if they don't accept this deal, what more can the owners give up?
This isn't excitement. It's frustration bordering on disbelief. The WNBA just put an offer on the table that should end negotiations immediately. Maximum contracts over $1.1 million, minimum salaries jumping from $78,000 to $220,000. Average player salary hitting $460,000. And yet, the Players Association leadership might still walk away. At this point, you have to ask, what exactly are they negotiating for?
NBA's current CBA proposal includes a max salary of more than $1.1 million. We heard reports of $1 million. We heard reports of $850,000. And now we're hearing $1.1 million, the biggest number yet. I don't know what they're paying these ladies in Unrivaled, but that seems more than competitive. Much more than competitive.
Let's put these numbers in perspective. Under the current CBA expiring November 30th, rookie minimum salary, 78,000 veterans at the bottom of rosters, $62,000 maximum contract, $241,000. The new proposal doesn't just raise these numbers, it obliterates them. Rookie minimum jumps 182%. Maximum contracts soar nearly 400%. These aren't slow incremental gains from months of negotiation. This is the league saying, here's everything we can possibly give without bankrupting franchises.
Maybe Project B is putting some pressure on the WNBA, like, you know what? We got to offer $1 million contracts. You know what? We got to give them $1 million contracts. We at least want to retain some of these ladies. If anything, Project B is the alternative after the WNBA season. That's what they're thinking. If anything, Project B is the alternative after the WNBA season. They're not going to go to the Euro League. They're not going to go play in Australia. They're going to go play in Project B. Get your $1 million here. Get your $1 million over there in Project B. Unrivaled seems, I don't have their finances, but this can very well price Unrivaled out of the market.
Here's what makes this proposal especially significant. It includes revenue sharing, the very demand the Players Association has been pushing since opting out of the CBA in 2024. Not a token gesture, but actual revenue sharing that grows each year of the deal. The league is offering the framework they asked for, the salary increases they demanded, and the financial security they said they needed. But there's a complication nobody is talking about publicly. The three leaders negotiating on behalf of the players, Neka Agma, president of the Players Association, and vice presidents Brianna Stewart and Nafisa Keir have financial ties to competing leagues. Agma has taken money from a league called Project B, while Stewart and Keir are co-founders of Unrivaled, a new 3-on-3 league launching in January. In short, the people leading negotiations for WNBA players have direct financial stakes in leagues that compete with the WNBA for talent and attention.
Negotiating for yourself. You're negotiating for the other 170 plus ladies in the league. You're negotiating for the Juju Watkins coming in. You want Juju Watkins to come in and not have an American professional league to go to? That seems very selfish. You want Sarah Strong to come in and not have a professional league to go to? You want Hannah Doggo to come in and not have a professional league to go to? You want Malaysia Fawali to come in and not have a professional league to go to? You want AZ Foot to come in and not have a professional league to go to? You want to make them dance with one arm behind their back like a circus clown in Unrivaled? You want to have them make a moral choice whether they want to go to Project B?
Consider what that conflict of interest means in practice. If Unrivaled succeeds, Stewart and Collier could earn far more than any WNBA contract offers. If Project B becomes a legitimate alternative, Agma's early investment could pay off handsomely. But both outcomes rely on one key condition. The WNBA cannot become so lucrative that players have no reason to explore other options. A maximum WNBA salary of $1.1 million, combined with the endorsement opportunities from playing in the most visible women's basketball league in the world, changes the equation completely. Suddenly, Unrivaled is just a place to stay sharp in the offseason if players go at all. Project B becomes a novelty rather than a necessity. Now consider this from the perspective of players who aren't part of the executive board. Dana Evans averaging 6.8 points per game in Chicago, Michaela Anu fighting for rotation minutes in New York, Janai Carrington just breaking through as a key contributor in Connecticut. These players have no ownership stakes in competing leagues and no superstar-level endorsement deals. What they do have is their WNBA career, and they need that career to be as financially rewarding as possible.
Taking money out of their mouth. You're not doing them a favor. You're doing them a disfavor. Let's get right into it. WNBA latest CBA proposal would put max salary over $1.1 million with revenue sharing, AP source says. Let's get into it. The WNBA's latest collective bargaining proposal would include revenue sharing with a maximum salary of more than $1.1 million.
The urgency of this question matters because of what's coming. Guji Watkins will be eligible for the WNBA draft in 2026. Paige Burgers, assuming she stays healthy, enters in 2025. Hannah Hidalgo, Malaysia full Y. Anissa Marororo, the next generation of stars, is already visible, already building massive followings, already preparing for professional careers. If there's no 2026 season because negotiations collapse, these players face a tough choice. Wait a year and hope the WNBA resolves its labor dispute, losing a full year of earnings and career development, or sign with an alternative league, fragmenting the talent pool and potentially hurting their long-term marketability by not playing in the Premier League. This isn't hypothetical. The current CBA negotiations hit a deadline on October 31st. Both sides agreed to extend talks through November 30th, not automatically, but because they acknowledged that failing to reach a deal would damage the league irreparably. Commissioner Kathy Engelbert said before the 2025 All-Star Game that she was optimistic they'd have something transformational ready in time for everyone to celebrate at the 2026 All-Star Game.
Looking out for Michaela Timpsons of the world, the Damaris Dantises of the world, the Julie Alamans of the world, the De'Erica Hambys, the Azurá Stevens. Are you looking out for them? Or are you guys only looking out for your little fan club? The executive board of the Players Association. You guys only looking out for your little selves. Are you guys looking out for, I don't know, a Rebecca Allen, a Marina Mabry, an Ari McDonald? People familiar with the WNBA's latest proposal describe the plan to the AP as a highly lucrative package, providing substantial increases over prior years.
The comparison to Project B highlights the pressure the WNBA is under. Unrivaled is offering players $100,000 just to participate in their 6-week 3-on-3 league in Miami. Meaningful money for athletes currently making $78,000 for an entire WNBA season. Project B, whatever their financial structure, is positioning itself as a full-season alternative with competitive salaries. The WNBA's response makes it financially impossible for these leagues to compete. A player earning $1 million in the WNBA with the platform and endorsement opportunities that come from a league finally gaining national television coverage and mainstream attention isn't going to leave for a startup offering similar money but a fraction of the visibility. This offer effectively tells Unrivaled, you can be our off-season development league, but you're not our rival. And it tells Project B, you're not getting our stars because we're paying them what you can't.
Big salaries. I'm telling you right now, if I'm Caitlin Clark, if I'm Asia Wilson, I am calling these ladies. I don't know if Caitlin Clark's going to do that, but if I'm Asia Wilson, I'm calling Nafisa Collier, Brianna Stewart, Aneka Ogwumike, and I'm putting my foot up their ass. Seriously. Guys, my dream is not to play in fucking Project B. My dream is not to play it Unrivaled. I'm putting my foot up their fucking ass. If I'm Asia, I'm swallowing my pride and I'm calling Sabrina. I'm swallowing my pride and I'm calling Caitlin. We gotta be on a unified front. The three of us gotta be on a unified front. And we gotta go head to head with those three and let them know we're not taking part in this bullshit that you guys are taking part in. We don't want to do Project B. If we do,
that scenario should terrify anyone who cares about women's basketball. Not because players like A.A. Wilson, Sabrina Ionescu, or Caitlin Clark would struggle to find somewhere to play, they'd have options. Unrivaled would offer massive checks. International leagues would create special contracts. Individually, they'd be fine. But the league, the infrastructure built over 28 years, the television deals finally putting WNBA games on ABC and ESPN in prime time, The corporate sponsorships, recognizing women's basketball as a legitimate investment, all of that disappears if there's no 2026 season. What's particularly frustrating is that the players who would suffer most from a canceled season are the ones the executive board is supposed to represent. The role players on minimum contracts, the rookies who need the WNBA to start their careers, the veterans clinging to 1 or 2 more seasons to secure their pensions. Those players need Neka Agma, Brianna Stewart, and Nafisa Collier to put aside competing business interests and negotiate in good faith for the 144 roster spots in the WNBA, not for Unrivaled's business model or Project B's market positioning.